So after weeks of tumultuous traffic, motorists commuting through the Old Hope Road and Liguanea corridor being urged to brace for weeks of delays. Corporate Public Relations Manager at the National Water Commission, Delano Williams, is here to talk to us about that. Now, even though we're talking about something specific here, boy, I read this letter in the newspaper today in the Gleaner. Mr. Teddy A. Jones wrote it. And he's saying exactly what I'm saying about traffic in Kingston. Yeah, we have a specific problem, and I'm going to get there in a second, but I want to read something to you. It's at the end of the letter, and he says, this is why undisciplined driving is a justice issue, not a nuisance. Every blocked junction, folks, I say this every day, extends the commute of the nurse who cannot be late, the parent racing to collect a child, the worker who cannot afford another lost hour's wage. The harm is real, quiet, and disproportionately borne by the most vulnerable. Kingston will flood again. We're talking about last Friday with the rains. The question is not only how we engineer our roads, urgent as that work is, but whether we are willing to admit that a city's traffic is a living portrait of its moral culture, and that no flyover can substitute for the harder work of forming people who understand that shared space demands shared regard. The road is a classroom. Last Friday we failed the exam, and the next lesson is already scheduled. How much time on here, me say, if you block the corridor, nobody can move. That is how you get a gridlock. Because you know you can't go through the intersection, but you're still going at the middle and stop.
And force it.
Your case is a little different. Good morning, Delano.
It is.
Welcome.
Good. Thank you for
Your
having
case
me.
is a little different because you're doing road works.
Yes.
But you've been doing it for a while, sir.
It is a
When did you
significant
start?
project. We started last year. We actually started in the summer months because of the importance of that traffic.
And to do what?
To install pipelines, upgrade and install pipelines, both for wastewater, which were never in that space between Mona Road extending along Wellington, down on Old Hope Road and into the Seaview Retreat, Seymour lands.
Why is 2025 when you decide to do that?
Well, we have to start sometime. We always had pipes, but over time, you would have seen that what you call soak-away systems, the traditional on-site septic tanks that persons have at their homes, those have caused significant impact on the groundwater. So pretty much a lot of the wells that are situated in Kingston, we cannot extract water from them because they have high nitrate levels, and that means that the water quality is poor. So we've had to substantially, hence you have the Mona Yalasto Mona system, you have the Rio Cobra system, you have water coming from all the way in Langley, which is way north of Stony Hill, coming several kilometers down into the city.
Yes, yesterday early in the day, three lane, won't tell you which road, 3 lanes going one way.
Yes.
And there's not construction. Well, they dig up the road. I'm not certain what they were doing. Not in your area.
Right.
Not certain what they were doing, but them block off one lane early in the morning. So when I look up, I say, so why the traffic already? Why can't you do these things at night when everybody is asleep?
Well, that is being explored, but it does take another set of dynamics to arrangements. So, for instance, you have to have security arrangements, lighting arrangements.
Security for what reason, by the way?
For safety of the teams.
Of the teams or of the equipment that the teams
Both.
using?
Both for the teams and the equipment themselves. So you have it on site. Okay. It also means sometimes the access to, while we plan, the access to materials in the event of unforeseen challenges on site. Say you need an extra piece of material, a coupling or a new length of pipe. Sometimes your suppliers may not always be open. So it does take an extra level of planning.
Security during the day, by the way?
We do, but it is more measured. We also have the police patrols.
So you can't do anything at night?
No, we can. So to get to that point, we are, for this next leg, which is coming up between the May holiday into September, we are going to be exploring a combination of daytime and nighttime work.
So Delano, is September before this corridor will be open fully again?
So the overall work runs between Mona Road and Seymour lands, Seymour Avenue.
Delano, So when you come up Old Hope Road,
Yes.
you turn right like you're going to UA right there at that light.
Yes.
And that is where the problem starts.
That's where the current problem is.
Right. And it goes all the way to Mona Road.
Which we have finished that leg.
Finish that leg.
Yes. The leg we have to do is coming up Old Hope Road, you pass the commissioner's office.
Right, and you turn right.
You turn right, but we also have another leg that will continue straight to Matilda's corner.
That's that already?
No, that will take some planning, which is where
But you went down the other one first?
Yes.
So that road across from Peter and Paul, when you turn?
Yes.
So that's where you are now?
Yes. Where we are now, we are treating, on screen you will see we've had to do heavy excavation. We are aiming to finish that section all the way, as we call it Monroe Road, all the way running up to the Rubis gas station, which is opposite the embassy. That's about 1 kilometer, give or take. We expect to finish pipe laying, which is wastewater pipe at a depth, a lower depth. Then we come up, we have to compact, install water pipes, portable water pipes. Then we do the road surfacing. We expect to finish that by the end of May.
Okay. I remember years ago when we did shut down Hagley Park, it must be about 3 roads we did shut down at the same time.
Right.
And I made the comments, I said, why are we doing it at the same time? It must take about 2 years for everything.
It was very long.
Yeah.
Right.
Why, same question to you, why couldn't you do like 100 yards, fix that, then you go another 100 yards instead of from here go all the way out up? Oh yeah, it will be.
But we've actually done that. So initially, commuters were able to make the turn onto Monroe, Wellington.
And then turn left to go like
yes,
going back
so
up
they
to the
would
embassy.
turn towards the embassy, then make a right turn on, they call it Canberra.
Yeah, man.
So we were able to loop around. On this site, though, you have unforeseen challenges, like sometimes the pipes will break. We've also seen sometimes when we have rainfall like we're having now, which is not your typical wet season. If the road surface becomes saturated, then it becomes a hazard for drivers. Persons became stuck in it at that time. We cannot afford that.
All right, finally, when will this all be finished and
Yes.
everything smooth? When?
So the absolute time we are working with is September.
Okay.
All right. But this leg where we have no right turn from Old Hope Road, we are targeting for May.
From May?
End of May.
And then when all of that done, you take on the straight, go up to Matilda's corner.
Right. So we finish Monroe, Wellington first, and then we do some night work in tandem with daytime for the other leg.
Folks, if you have some time, read that letter that Mr. Jones wrote. Brilliant, sir. I've been saying this forever. If we look after each other on the road, we won't have no gridlock and stuff like that. Trust me, no matter how much rain, we won't have that. All right, thanks, Delano.
Thanks,
Corporate Public Relations Manager at the NWC, Delano Williams. Up next, the second edition of News in 5. Stay with us, please. We'll soon come.